Hi, fourth grade, and welcome back to Math Mr. G. We're going to continue our work with multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and this time looking at word problems. We're going to spend the next few days talking about word problems and how to examine them and how to pick them apart, and really spend some time kind of wrapping up everything we've learned so far with a little bit of news sprinkled in. Let's look at our objective and our standard for the next few days. Our standard is as follows. It's the 40A3. I'll zoom out just a little bit. 40A3. And our objective, excuse me, is to solve multi-step word problems posed with whole numbers and having whole number answers using the four operations, including problems in which remainders must be interpreted. So this is for division aspect of things, which will be much later. Represent these problems using equations with a letter standing for the unknown quantity. Assess the reasonableness of answers using mental computation and estimation strategies, including rounding. Okay, so if that was really long for you, it's because it is a really long objective, which is why, of course, we're covering it for about the next 4 or 5 days. We're going to be tackling this bit by bit by bit until we have all of it done and addressed. So let's look at what we're working with today. Our first example is here. Sean's school raised $32,587. Leslie's school raised $18,749. How much more money did Sean's school raise? So this is very similar to ones we have done before, and it should feel very familiar, but let's review kind of what we need to do for these. So I'm going to go right off the beginning with a cube for this, which is going to be really my staple strategy for a lot of this. So I'm going to circle the important numbers in the question. I have 32,587. I also have 18,749. I'm going to underline important measurements as well as important key words. So money is our big one. We're going to look at how much more money did Sean's school raise. So we're going to, in this, probably be subtracting to look for the difference. All right, then we need a box. What's being asked of us? Yep, just like that. Eliminate unnecessary information. We could eliminate Sean's school here, and we can eliminate Leslie's school here, just so we can really focus on what's being asked here. Okay, now let's solve. So all I need to do here is subtract the two. This is a really easy one to start us off with. Okay, so we're going to subtract. Ooh, let's redo those lines. There we go. Okay. So I can't subtract 7 from 9, so I need to borrow 7 here. This becomes 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 7 minus 4 is 3. I can't subtract 5 from 7, so I have to borrow here and make this a 1. This is a 15. 15 minus 7 is 8. I can't do 1 from 8, so I got to borrow from next door and make this 1 now, an 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 13,838. So I'll write this out. So Sean's school raised 13,838 more than Leslie's school. Awesome. Circle that in red for us. So you know that's where, if I'm grading this, to look. Awesome. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so this one, get my black marker ready for my cubes method here on the side, just so I know I have it and it's ready. Awesome. Okay. At a parade, 97,853 people sat in bleachers, and 388,547 people stood along the street. How many fewer people were in the bleachers than standing on the street? Okay, so let's circle our important numbers. Like so. Let's underline. Our measurement here is going to be people. That's what we're measuring in. And we're going to try to find how many fewer. So fewer tells us we are subtracting. Let's box our question. We're looking for this here. Let's eliminate what I don't need. Okay, now let's solve. So I need to find the difference between the two, so I'm just going to subtract. Seven minus 3 is 4. Let's borrow here, make this 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. Okay, 14 minus 8 is 6. 7 minus 7 is 0. I can't do 8 minus 9, so I need to borrow, of course, from next door. 2. This is 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. 2 minus nothing is 2. Great. Okay. So let's just zoom down a little bit so I can write in my answer. There were 290,694 fewer people in the bleachers. And circle it in red. Excellent. Okay, let's go on to our next one. It's going to have black ready for our cubes method. Cool. All right, let's get my blue marker ready to work. In 1 year, the factory used 11,650 meters of cotton, 4,950 fewer meters of silk than cotton, and 3,500 fewer meters of wool than silk. How many meters in all were used of these three fabrics? All right, before I even start, I'm dealing with 3 different things here. I want to build myself a chart. Love me a good chart. This just really helps me organize my information. Makes it very easy to read. Okay, so we're looking for cotton, we're looking for silk, and we're looking for wool. All right, now we can get back into this. In 1 year, the factory used 11,650 meters of cotton. I'll put that right in since I see it. M is the abbreviation for meters. 4,950 fewer meters of silk than cotton. So remember, this means there's fewer meters. That's not exactly how many there are of silk. We just have to solve to find that. And 3,500 fewer meters of wool than silk. Okay, now I need to underline important measures. We're working with meters. And we're looking, we have first, oh, I'm sorry. Let's underline that. We have fewer, which tells me I'm subtracting here. And then fewer again here, which tells me I'm also subtracting. So second, 2 times. And I'm looking for how many meters in all. So I'm going to actually be adding up. And I'm just looking for all 3 of the fabrics. So I'm actually going to add a section to our chart here that's going to be dedicated to just the total, because we have to add all of these up. So we have a couple steps we have to do all this. Okay. Eliminate. I can eliminate the in 1 year the factory. Oh, I totally forgot to box. So you get going too fast and you forget things. There we go. Okay. Now we can solve. So let's take our 11,650 meters of cotton, and let's take that 4,950 out of it. 0. 5 minus 5 is 0. I need to borrow. I can't do 6 minus 9, of course. So this is now 16. So 16 minus 9 is 7. This is a poorly drawn 0, but I can't subtract 0 from 4. So I need to borrow, make this 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. So how many meters of silk do I have? I have 6,700 meters. Great. Now let's do wool. So we have 3,500 fewer meters of wool than silk. So I'm going to subtract again. 6,700. I'm going to subtract 3,500 from it. 0, 0, 2, and 3. So 3,200 meters. That one was a lot easier than the previous one where we had to borrow quite a bit. 3,200 meters. Okay, so we're almost there, but we still have to find the total. So we're going to take all three of these numbers and add them up. So I'm actually going to go a little to the right here so we have a nice, neat amount of space to do this. So I'm going to start with my 11,000. I'm just going to go right down that list, two numbers at a time. 1,650. I'm going to add 6,700 to it. 0, 5, 13. 2 plus 6 is 8. One more, 18,350. Okay, so we have added these two already. Now we just got to add that third number to this, which is 3,200. Okay, so 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. 8 plus 3 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, total for all three, 21,550 meters. And let's circle that in red so you know that's our final answer. That one had a lot of steps, but sometimes it's like that. All right, so if you followed this long, as always, we're going to go over an example from the assessment, and this is our example here. Stephanie has an unknown number of marbles, M. She gives them all away to 4 friends who each get 12. Write both sides of this equation using M as a variable. Okay, so here's our choices. M divided by 4 equals 12, M minus 4 equals 12, M times 4 equals 12, M plus 4 equals 12. Okay, so we know that each of her friends gets 12, right? So we need to look at the total, and then she's taking the total number of marbles and she's dividing them up among her 4 friends, and that gives you 12 for each one. So division is really our big look here. This is a conceptual one. This is a lot like algebra, but this is one where you're really just identifying what operation you would use. And in this case, it would only be division because she's dividing up the total number of marbles she has among her 4 friends. So like it gives them all away, and each get are really big clues for division for this one. As always, I look forward to seeing your work, and I'll talk to you guys.